Hi everyone, it's Sid from Partridge Exterior Cleaning. I've had a few requests and I've heard a lot of people asking about how to quote for roof cleaning, and so there's a few different ways you can do it. I'm going to take you through probably the best way to do it now to get the most accurate size of the area. So how we're going to be doing it is in meters squared, so I'll explain how to do that now. So once you're up close to the roof, you want to figure out the meters lengthways and the height of the roof as well. So the easiest way to do that is take a tape measure, and you want to measure about 1 metre on the roof. So I know literally 3 tiles is exactly 1 metre. So now I'll count up the roof. 1 metre, 2 metre, 3 metre, just under 4 metres high this roof is. So that's fine. So then obviously write that down, have that figure in your head. And now you want to be measuring the length of the roof. This is just a small garage roof anyway, it doesn't need cleaning. Yes, this is just an example. So we'd measure all the way across, and that gives us just under 3.5 metres. So now what you want to be doing is 4 metres times by 3.5 metres. Now that is, if my maths is correct, that is 14 metres squared. So that's for the first side elevation of the roof. Obviously you double that because of the back as well. So that'd be 14 metres squared plus 14 metres squared, which is 28 metres squared. Now obviously the second part is how much you quote in per metre squared. Now this is something I can't really tell you, it's all up to you. Me for example, I'm quite high, so it's depending on the roof, it would be from £7 per metre squared all the way up to £10 per metre squared. But that also covers chemicals, equipment, fuel, that's everything included in that. So say if I was going off at £10 metre squared, which I probably would for a smaller roof, you'd be looking at £280 for a garage roof like this. So thank you very much, that's sort of how you quote. I'll take you through some of the other options as well. If you can't actually get to the property, I'll show you how to do it over Google Maps. It won't be exact, but it's good enough. But yeah, thank you very much, cheers.
Right, hello everyone. So we're in Google Maps now, we're in the satellite view. You want to click down on the bottom right here, make sure you're in 3D, not 2D, gives you a better look at the roof. Before I begin, I would first recommend really always be quoting roof cleans in person, because there's going to be things that you can't really see on the maps. There could be access issues, there could be a million things that are going to be a problem to you when roof cleaning. So I really recommend going in person, to be honest, instead of quoting it this way. But when needs must, do what you can, or even do this just to get a rough idea of the roof before you go and give a quote in person. Right, so yeah, I'm just going to go anywhere. So head to the roof that you want to be cleaning, pop your address in. So this is about as close as I can get here. Right, so the first thing that you want to do is get to a corner of the property, right click and measure distance, and it will bring up this little thing here. Then you want to click to the end of the property, so you're measuring the length first, which is where this down pipe is that I can see right about there. So I'll click that. Now that's telling me that that's 8.3 metres. So I'll pop 8.3 in my calculator, or just write it down. Yeah, that is right, isn't it? Yeah. Then clear that, same again. Pop your right click, measure distance, and now we're doing the pitch. So go right to the top of the roof, smack bang in the middle, and click. Now that is telling me that that is just over 4 metres. I know it looks like that's there, but yeah, it's a bit buggy. But yeah, that's around 4 metres, and for that, to be honest, I've just popped down 4 metres. So that's the first side of the roof, so we're going to times that together, so that'll be 8.3 times by 4, which brings up 33.2 metres squared. Let's just call it 33. I usually do always round up on the quotes, to be honest, but yeah, that's just for example. So we now know that the front side of this house is 33 metres squared, and as you can see on the back, it's exactly the same. So you times that by 2, bang, 66 metres squared, round that up to 70 if you'd like, and there is your figure, so a 70 metres squared roof. And then all you have to do then is times that by the rate that you want to charge, whatever you're comfortable with, as I said, I'm around £7 to £10 per square metre, but there's a lot of factors in that. If it's a more difficult roof to clean, I'm going to be higher. If it's more difficult tiles to clean, you know, I'm going to be sort of hanging around that £10 a square metre range. But if it's, you know, and I also do have minimum, I have a bare minimum of, for me personally, it's £500 for cleaning a 2-storey roof. That is my bare minimum. Bungalows, it's a bit cheaper depending on the tile, because you know yourself, you can pretty much run across bungalows and yeah, get them done really quickly. So all we do then is then times this by our hourly rate. So say for example, £10 a square metre times by 10, we all know what it is, £700, and that is usually, to be honest, my average roof clean for semi-detached houses. They're usually looking around £700. That's including the moss removal, the scraping, the biocide treatment to the roof. Yeah, and you know, I always offer a guarantee with my cleans as well. So I hope that's helped you with the Google Maps side of things. It's really straightforward, but as I say, I would visit this in person personally, but I can see, I've done a lot of roofs, I can see, before I even measured it, I knew that's a you know, a 70-ish metre squared roof all day long. You know, so it usually works out, you'd be looking at £350 a side for a 2-storey house, but it totally depends. If you're in London, if you're in the south, it's going to be a bit more. When I'm living further north now, but when I was living further south, yeah, I was charging a lot more. But from where I am at the moment, I can't really get away with those prices. So yeah, I found a nice middle ground where I am comfortable, and that's the main thing. I know a lot of people will go in at around £3 per square metre for roofs, but it's all up to your discretion. It's whatever you're happy with earning. So don't take what I'm charging and use that as your basis, because I may do it differently to you. I've been doing it longer, most likely. You know, if you're watching this video, I presume you're quite new, so I'd recommend starting out maybe a little bit lower, getting the experience in. I know my first roof clean that I did, I actually charged £150. It took me 2 days, and I thought, I'm never doing a roof clean again. It was an absolute nightmare to do, but it was great experience. And then as I sort of got over the loss that I'd made on that job, I started to think, hang on a minute, there is some money in this. If I just adjust my pricing, I'm happy. And then I slowly worked my way up from there. Then I did a few that were £300. Still thought, god damn, this is hard work for £300. You know, after you do a good one, you need a day off at least to recover. But then yeah, eventually I started getting used to it more. Started getting better at them, started getting quicker at them, increased my prices. Yeah, and everyone's happy. Still to this day, I've not been called back. Still to this day, 0 complaints. Yeah, and you're not going to win every quote you get, because a lot of people, you'll turn up and they're thinking in their head, right, there's a guy up on my roof doing bits and bobs. They think the moss is just going to fall off. They don't understand that it can be really difficult to get off, and it's a really difficult job to do. So they're thinking in their heads about £200 they're probably expecting before you turn up to the door. So then when you rock up and say, on a big 3-bed detached house or a big 5-bed detached house, you're talking 1,200, 1,500. In some cases you might be pushing £2,000 on some of the bigger properties. Yeah, people are a bit taken aback, and they're thinking, no way, that's way more than I was thinking. So you're not going to win all the quotes. So if there's a rule of thumb that I always went with, if everyone's saying yes, then you're probably too cheap. And around now, out of 10 quotes that I do, I'll probably get maybe 7, maybe 6 sometimes, it just depends. But I'm happy with that. That's great for me. That's really good. And it's all in the delivery as well. Yeah, when I first started going out, I first started really advertising for the roof cleaning, I was getting maybe 1 out of 10, and I was thinking, man, what am I doing wrong here? Am I too high priced? Am I, you know, am I nervous? But it's because I didn't know what to do. I wasn't very experienced in the roofs. I wasn't experienced in charging for them, and I think people could just see the unconfidence when I was in the quoting process, which is a big deal for people. You know, you're working on the roof. It's an important part of the property, and they want it to be done correctly. So don't stress about it too much. Just quote the best you can. Find a price you're happy with, and just start smashing out your first roofs, and yeah, getting used to it, because that's the main thing. It's all in the experience. Right then, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has helped some of you out. Yeah, this has been Sid from Partridge Exterior Cleaning, and I'll catch you later. Peace.